Hi everyone, welcome to our Monday program. It's the 15th of July and of course we acknowledge there was some very big news coming out of the United States yesterday. Let's just check on the Thai perspective. The BangkokPost.com saying the Thai government condemns attempt on Trump's life. And the government condemned the attempt on the former US President Donald Trump's life on Sunday, with the Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin calling the failed assassination attempt as a sad and disturbing development in the race to the White House. And the Foreign Minister made an official statement saying, "We condemn such shooting and all forms of violence. I wish the former president a safe and speedy recovery. Our thoughts and prayers are with the families of those affected by the attack." And the Prime Minister said he was hoping for the former US president's safety. That's all that was said officially by Thai politicians yesterday. Of course, there's a lot more information that needs to come forward before much more can be said in relation to that particular event. But of course, we do wish all those injured the best as they recover. So today's program really full of updates, and we'll get started with this one. A lot of people hoping when they arrive in Thailand today they might get a 60-day visa exempt stamp. Let's see. The Bangkok Post reporting the Thai PM Srettha to approve 60-day visa-free entry for 93 countries. The Prime Minister says he'll sign his name to approve the government's visa-free scheme for visitors to Thailand from 93 countries today. Yesterday he said the visitors under the scheme could stay in the country for up to 60 days and he hoped the scheme would be implemented without any problem. So there were 57 countries that could already arrive visa-free for 30 days. Now they're adding another 36 countries, and all 93 countries, residents from those countries, will be able to arrive in Thailand just with their passport in hand and get a 60-day stamp to allow them to stay in the country. Now there are plenty of questions still remaining. We'll get to those in a moment, but let's check out the list of the 36 new added countries. I'll just race through these. Bhutan, Bulgaria, Cyprus, Fiji, Georgia, India, Kazakhstan, my good friends in Kazakhstan, Malta, Mexico, Papua New Guinea, Romania, Uzbekistan, Taiwan, China, Laos, Macau, Mongolia, Russia, Cambodia, Albania, Colombia, Croatia, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, Guatemala, Jamaica, Jordan, Kosovo, Morocco, Panama, Sri Lanka, Trinidad and Tobago, Tonga, and Uruguay. Now, in addition to these countries that are getting the visa exemption, there's also countries that have been added onto the visa on arrival program. That means they get off the plane, they go and apply for the visa, pay for it, and then make their way to immigration. Of course, I'll be asking you, if you are arriving in Thailand through an international border over the next couple of days, to send us an image of your stamp. No confidential details. I've actually already received one. Got a 60-day stamp. So let's go on to some more on this one. Patiamail.com saying outstanding questions remain about new visa rules for Thailand. Remembering this was all announced back before June the 1st. It was all meant to be starting on June the 1st. Here we are 6 or 7 weeks later, still really not exactly sure what's going on and what some of the details are. And the formal introduction is set for today, July 15, but reports from newly arrived visitors suggest the doubling of 30 days to 60 is already in place. What's not clear is whether these tourists can extend their 60 days by visiting a local immigration and obtaining a further 30 days, a total of 90 days. So in the past, with your 30-day exemption, before the 30 days were over, you could toddle on down to a local immigration office. You'd take a passport photo, always got a few on hand, and then pay 1,900 baht and you'd be able to stay for another 30 days. We don't know officially whether you'll be able to do that. I suspect you will, but don't take it from me. Nothing has actually been announced yet. And another ambiguity is whether visa-exempt tourists do a border run to repeat the whole exercise once again. And the article points out that if so, tourists without any visa could be based in Thailand for longer than the 180 days in a calendar year required for tax residency purposes. And that possibility raises all sorts of questions as a tourist becomes an expat. So you come for 60 days, get a 30-day extension, cross the border, get another 60 days and another 30-day extension. Voila, 180 days. All sorts of implications on that. So, yeah, we need answers. And just quickly, the Interior Minister also confirmed the introduction of the multiple entry 5-year DTV, Destination Thailand visa, which will enable stays of 180 days plus one extension of 6 months more. Well, that's their interpretation. However, this must be applied for at Thai consulates abroad, requires proof of being a digital nomad. How do you prove that? Or remote worker or medical tourist, or person wishing to enrol on a course such as a martial arts or cookery course. Now, presumably, the documentation required will be published before September the 1st, which was previously announced as the start date for the visa. There's also the possibility that 500,000 baht or equivalent must be maintained in a bank account. Oh, and back before June the 1st, they were saying you were going to have to pay 10,000 baht for each of those 180 days. So, a whole lot of questions, and you won't be able to apply for this DTV until it appears on your embassy website in your country. More questions need to be answered on that one. Oh, here's a curly one. Again, from the Patia Mail article, there's separately been strong suggestions that from June 2025, all visitors to Thailand will need to fill an online form known as an entry travel authorisation several days in advance of travel. And it notes that such bureaucracies are becoming common worldwide to enable authorities to check you out and notify you of your desirability before you pack your suitcases. Now, I think they're already doing this in Cambodia. I've heard nothing official of this being introduced in Thailand, although I have been seeing suggestions online that it might be. But as far as I know, at this moment, it is not being introduced yet. Okay, to some more updates, and the program's mostly updates today, and we go to that story about the two New Zealand brothers who were charged in Geelong in Phuket with assault, and I think a lot of people were expecting them to spend a lot of time in jail. Well, they're back home. Now, I referred to an article from the New Zealand Herald. This is the only article that's been published, well, an original article anyway, by the Bangkok Post. It was reprinted in the Phuket News. Duo who assaulted Phuket officer back in New Zealand. And, of course, we recall the adventures of Matt and Hamish Day, two brothers from New Zealand who were facing multiple charges after an assault on a police officer in Phuket, are back home after spending nearly 4 months in detention in Thailand. And the only comment from the family, they want to express their sincere gratitude for the overwhelming support they've received from their family, friends and the New Zealand government as they begin readjusting and focus on their well-being. They ask for your understanding and respect. And we'll probably just have to wait for the book. So between the time they were charged, they went to court, had their visas revoked and went into custody. And, well, obviously recently, there's been some sort of deal done. And the New Zealand government, the New Zealand embassy, the local consulate, very clever lawyers have put together some sort of package whereby they were able to get the freedom of those two men. Now, was there some sort of court hearing? Was there some sort of evidence presented that we don't know about that has led to their freedom? I think we deserve to know, although at the end of the day, there is no obligation on Thai authorities or even this family or these two men to say anything about it. So that's about all we can say. We really don't know any more. You don't either. So we're just going to have to wait until we can find out some more information on that one. All right, to another what's happening with this story, again to the Bangkok Post, and troubles on Samui with some odd new-looking buildings on those hills. Luxury resort project on Samui faces demolition. Luxurious indeed. Authorities suspended a Chinese-owned luxury resort project on Koh Samui after finding out the property was not being built according to its permit and was taller than the law allowed. And a whole lot of authorities and acronyms raided the site of the Anzu Seamate in Tambon Maret. The project involved the construction of a luxury resort, which was suspected of being illegal. Locals living in the area said there are approximately 50 builders working at the site each day, but no workers were found during the raid, leading officers to believe someone had put a hold on the work. Or it was Sunday. The property was found to comprise several pool villas close to each other on a hill, each building being taller than 10 metres, exceeding the legal limit of 6 metres. However, the detail of the project was later altered, which resulted in the villas being built right next to each other instead of being separated as allowed by the permit. As a result, the Koh Samui municipality ordered that the villas be demolished as they're not being built according to the permit. And the NED also inspected a similar construction project called Samui Green Cottages, consisting of 53 villas. The agency found about 10 of the villas were being constructed without a permit. Are any of these buildings actually going to be torn down? Sort of doubt it, but we'll just have to see. On to our next update. Pattaya cancels a solidarity rally after media apologises for Sin City report. And we actually find out who published this story about Sin City and a few other slurs. And the Pattaya City Council unanimously condemns recent media reports labelling Pattaya as a Sin City and prostitute paradise, emphasising efforts to protect the city's image. And in an urgent meeting on July the 12th, the Pattaya City Council addressed growing concerns over negative media reports. And they say efforts are underway to boost morale among Pattaya residents and businesses, emphasising the protection of Pattaya's image through the hashtag Save Pattaya campaign across all media channels. Here we go. After the controversial media report was aired by Thailand TV, a solidarity event, Save Pattaya, was planned for Friday, July the 12th at the multi-purpose area in front of the Pattaya City Hall. So where was the outrage in the Save Pattaya event after not only all the local media, but also overseas media for more than a week were publishing stories about the incidents in Soi 6, nearly a month ago. The 3 British men who were assaulted and kicked and, we know the rest of that story. But that did a lot more to damage Pattaya's reputation than a few little slurs in a Thai-based video story. So, where's the Save Pattaya event and all the outrage over the media coverage of that Soi 6 story? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is at the end of our updates. And with that, hopefully you're a bit more up to date with some of the things happening around Thailand. Please thank and support our sponsors. There's links in the description below for more details about both those businesses. A lot obviously happening at the moment, and we'll do our best to keep you up to date. And if there's anything that occurs during the day that you need to know, you can always bank on me posting a TNT Extra edition. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Have a great Monday.